Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now, as you saw in the thumbnail, today I'm going to talk about the letters that Warren Buffett has read and some of the investment thesis that Warren Buffett relies on every single day in his life. So, without doing any further ado, let me just share my screen and we can start. So, I found a very beautiful cute Twitter thread that explained this very phenomena. And you know what? Let's begin. Okay, everything sounds good. Now, this Twitter thread is actually written by Chris Ladzuk. I think this is a Jewish guy. I'm not too sure here, but you know what? This is what it is, and we can actually begin. Yeah. So he writes, I devoured 50 years of Warren Buffett shareholder letters. The results 12 timeless principles from the greatest investor in the world. Let's start with the thread. So the first effect that he actually took from the new shareholders letters is the orangutan effect. If you sit down with an orangutan and carefully explain it to one of your cherished ideas, you may leave behind a puzzled primate, but will still exit thinking more clearly yourself. So teaching others yourself teaches you more, which is why every single Saturday I do these live sessions because whenever I'm actually doing an analysis of a stock, I get to learn a lot more than actually we know when I'm actually explaining things to you. I'm explaining concepts to you. So usse mera benefit hota hai and I have started to actually get in love with what I'm doing every Saturdays with you guys. Number two, the faulty premise framework. A horse that can count to 10 is a remarkable horse, not a remarkable mathematician. Beware your comparison set. Are you judging crappy relative performance or absolute results? So this is something that is also like said many times by Mr. Akshay Srivastav that a horse that can count to 10 is a remarkable horse. But if you actually judge him compared to a human being, so human beings have much higher IQ. Human beings are much more much more organized, and much more smarter. So be aware of who you are going to compare yourself to. Number three, pick the right business boat. The business boat you get into is more important than how effectively you row. Because if you actually get into a small boat, doesn't matter if you are rowing very fast, you will not be able to make long strides. Whereas, let's just say you actually get into a motorboat or a yacht. That way, you will be able to travel much faster. For example, when a brilliant management team tackles a business with a reputation for poor fundamental economics, the reputation of the business usually stays intact. So because it is because of the management team that the company has or the firm has that they actually look up to in this case. And these are the numbers that you are seeing 1986 or 1985. These are the numbers that are the letters when they were actually issued to the shareholders of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway stock. A rising tide doesn't lift all bonuses. Very good example. A good performance should be rewarded whether Berkshire stock rises or falls. Average performance should earn no special rewards, even if our stock soars. So, judge for individual performances or risk-free riding on group success. So yeah, that is it, and that's a very beautiful line. तो राइजिंग टाइड जो है हर बिजनेस को ऊपर नहीं लेके जाती. सो अपने बिजनेस में जो है ना जिसमें एवरेज परफॉर्मेंस हो रही है चाहे वो बर्कशायर हाथवे का ही स्टॉक क्यों ना हो, इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट देयर आर नो स्पेशल रिवॉर्ड्स गिवन फॉर सच अ परफॉर्मेंस. Preaching never outweighs performance. Everyone tries to predict the future, but it's a loser's game because nobody is so far in human beings. There is no one who has been able to successfully predict the future. It's a loser's game. But instead of predicting rain, focus on building the ark. The ark is a durable business that can weather the storm, written in 1981. And this statement again, I actually heard from Akshay Srivastav's video. So I'm pretty sure that you know what he reads all of Warren Buffett's shareholder letters. The silent secret to investing and life. Can you be content doing nothing? It has struck me that all men's misfortunes spring from the single cause that they are unable to stay quietly in one room, said by Blaise Pascal. And if you had listened to Joe Rogan's podcast with Naval Ravikant, he also mentioned this. His secret superpower is to be alone and yet be happy. So that's what he's talking about here. Buffett's Geico principle, his best investment ever. So Geico is a company stock. An exec team achieved the most elusive goal, keeping things simple and remembering what you set out to do. That is the most beautiful thing. If you are able to simplify things more and more and more, you will be able to see better results than actually trying to complicate things further and further away from you. The bigger the project, the more we need a reminder of the goal and simple things to execute today. So, what kind of businesses Buffett buys? He has many times said that he doesn't buy businesses he does not understand. And the only tech business that Warren Buffett has in its stock or his portfolio is Apple. Consistent earning power of the business, future projections are useless. Good returns on equity with little or no debt. So, if a company has very little debt, that means the return on equity, ROE, has to be higher. And that is the kind of business that Warren Buffett sees worth investing in. Management in place, we can't supply it. So the management team of that very business has to be there and see कि जो है ना, what are they doing in the organization. Fourth, simple businesses. If there is lots of tech involved, we won't get it. So he does not invest in a lot of tech-based businesses. And the only Indian tech business that he actually invested in was Paytm. And look at what is going on right now. Even normal retail shareholders do not understand what is the business model of Paytm. Even though I try to decode it, but sometimes even I get confused when I look at that. Hire giants, avoid dwarfs. If we hire people who are smaller than us, we become a company of dwarfs. But if we hire people bigger than us, we become a company of giants. This is also like a beautiful thing said by Isaac Newton, that stand atop the shoulders of giants to actually build something of your own. And यहाँ पे एक और quote आता है by Steve Jobs. A players hire A players. B players hire C players, and that actually the downfall becomes the downfall of a company. Great hiring makes you the dumbest in the room. So the person that you are going to hire has to be smarter than you in some ways, in more ways than one, so that he actually brings upon many fantastic ideas that can be truly shared upon in this day and era. Buffett management philosophy. Buy businesses with superstar with superstar managers. If we did more business operating, less would be accomplished. Instead, get out of the way and buy businesses which already are being managed by superstars. If you coach a basketball team with LeBron James, don't tell him how to dribble the ball. So again, LeBron James is a very fantastic, phenomenal basketball player. So don't actually get to have him coached by. You do not need to coach LeBron James on how you can dribble a ball, because he probably knows and does it better than you. This is the most important quote that I actually came across. Pick a job where your time horizon is forever. Berkshire is my first love and that one will never fade. So अगर आप किसी ऐसी job में हो जो है ना which will where the time horizon is forever and you do have so much fun doing it, let me tell you, you will always be successful. Because Naval Ravikant also has said this multiple times, that you cannot outcompete a person who has fun doing what they are doing. And that's how they become master of the skill that they possess. At Harvard Business School last year, a student asked me when I plan to retire, and I replied, about 5 to 10 years after I die. So he does not plan to get retired and he is having a lot of fun doing what he's doing. That makes Warren Buffett, who he is the legendary investor. Great talent never solves a bad business. Good jockeys would do good on horses, but not on broken down nacks. It doesn't matter how good you are. Pick the wrong market or bad business model and you will fail. What you work on matters more than anything else. So, अगर आपका जो है ना एक बिजनेस है जो पैसा लूज कर रहा है, even if you hire some superstar managers or superstar executives, it's not going to make the business better. सो आपको उस चीज को हमेशा मध्य में रख के आप चलना पड़ेगा, दैट इट डजंट मैटर हाउ गुड यू आर, इफ देर आर नो गुड मार्जिन्स, और if you are actually riding on a horse which has his leg broken, you are not going to win that race. That is as simple as that. If you picked up a new principle, retweet the first tweet. So, and that was 12th. So good talent never solves a bad business was the 12th principle that Chris Hadzook learned from here. I'm sorry, Chris, if I'm actually pronouncing your name wrong, but again, it was a beautiful thread. I had fun reading it and I had fun creating this. Going back, okay. Coming back, as you can see, this was the video on 12 timeless principles that actually Chris took from the letters that Warren Buffett wrote to his shareholders. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel and share the videos if you found them useful. I'll see you for the next time. Don't forget, I love you all. Bye bye.